That's my best guess. Maybe, considering these are all Brazilian players, and they've, I'm sure, faced each other countless times in ranked. This is something that I'm sure LX is comfortable with in this matchup. He's probably played StarDeath a number of times, so he's comfortable on the guns. It's just swapping to the bow from the scythe. But I'm sure if this does not work out for him, we'll be seeing the swap back to the Nyx, because scythe in and of itself is a very strong weapon. It has a lot of options, especially with the alt attack moves that you can swap into to force out different angles of attack. So we'll see what happens here. But LX getting started right now is just taking so much damage from StarDeath, almost reaching that kill potential point right now. And the side, is this going to be a perfect stock?
StarDeath with a zero to death. That should be it. Oh my god! StarDeath is ready for this match, hitting the straight up 0 to death on LX. Has not been touched yet. May as well have just started LX off in this game with one less stock than StarDeath, because that's exactly what happened. StarDeath playing phenomenally on both the Katars and the sword right now. Just controlling the space with these dares, and LX needs some way to find his footing right now. Footing,
either way, LX is in a bad way. StarDeath really trying to find an approach right now as LX really slows down and starts to deal damage little by little on the StarDeath. What can he really do to bring back this huge deficit that StarDeath created from the initial perfect stock? He has to get a Gimp off on StarDeath, I think, in order to really bring this back. Otherwise, it's just going to be what we see from him right now, this chip damage, and StarDeath has won every single one of these chip damage face-offs like 100% of the time in the tournament so far. So LX really has to find something here. StarDeath confirming another kill, and this is just falling way out of proportion for StarDeath.
Yeah, and an important thing to note is that how a very skilled player like StarDeath pushes their lead in a situation like this. I think he's been doing it in a very smart way. Basically, like you were saying, when they're having those chip damage wars and they're kind of hitting each other back and forth, every single hit that StarDeath trades with LX goes in the favor of StarDeath, because LX by default has one less stock. So at best, for LX, that game ends with StarDeath in the white on one stock. He did, however, manage to find StarDeath's first stock. No 3 stock for StarDeath, and LX is starting to show a little signs of life.
I mean, with the way StarDeath has been playing this whole time, I mean, he is now the person to beat, and LX, feeling the pressure of that, is behind almost an entire stock. He's already in the red. That's kill potential. Even for Asurian, that side sig is going to do it. 2 stocks out. That is just insane play on his part to confirm that game just very quickly.
Yeah, I think that game was only about 2 minutes 45 seconds long, which is definitely on the shorter side of games that we've seen this tournament. And LX.
Oh no! What are you doing, LX?
Making a swap to the level 27 Hattori.
I feel like this is where the Nyx play should have come back into play. Yeah, looking back through the tournament, he's been playing Nyx almost the whole time. So why swap if it's working? Maybe, like we were talking about how it might be a ranked counter pick thing going on between him and StarDeath, but it's not looking that way anymore. As StarDeath just he just starts whipping the work onto LX, and it's just so hard for him to deal with right now. Let's see how StarDeath deals with this pick. Already getting a little bit of damage. Very little damage. I mean, it's a weapon throw, but still.
Yeah, I'm not too... I don't really understand the thought process behind not having confidence in your level 100 character. If you can play them for 100 levels, you can sure as heck play them in winners semis of this tournament. But, I mean, LX knows more about himself than I do, I'd imagine. So I trust the Hattori pick, no matter how strange it may seem.
Right now he's playing a lot safer. He's trying to watch out for StarDeath, look for these punish opportunities. He found it right off the down air, because that down air not quite as good of a initiation option as it used to be. Gives LX an opportunity to find a retaliation point effectively.
Yeah, and I mean, I do actually understand where the Hattori comes from a counterpick standpoint. Hattori's always been considered a pretty good character versus Asuri. If you think of just in the spear particularly, The spear does very well at spacing out and outranging both the sword and the katars in this matchup. But I mean, we're also just seeing LX use more sword than spear in this matchup, so it must just be a matter of comfort.
Both players about at the same level of damage. LX doing a lot better this time around, having StarDeath already in the red in a kill position and looking for a side air. One connection could push him off into a serious edgeguard situation, or it may even be lethal depending on where it catches. Side stick gonna get punished by StarDeath, and the side stick from him coming running off stage, trying to find that confirmation. Oh, and the slide kick into the uppercut. That's gonna be the classic unarmed play coming out, finding the kill onto LX, and that is gonna be the first KO going the way of StarDeath.
Well done by StarDeath to find that. It's always a pivotal moment when both players are at the red in the first stock, because whoever gets that has the opportunity to get extra credit on the second stock and carry that damage over to further their lead. StarDeath has been doing that pretty much the entire tournament so far, and he continues that trend as he already has LX in the yellow on the second stock, in the deep red on his own stock. But StarDeath is so good at extending these stocks. He keeps the center stage as much as he possibly can, positions himself so that if LX hits him with any move but a pure kill move, he should live. And this is very reminiscent of how you see very good players just extend their stocks for as long as possible.
All right, now LX starting to get abused by some of these weapon throw combos from StarDeath, and another one coming in. StarDeath looking for another weapon throw into neutral air, finds the neutral air a little bit delayed. Another weapon neutral air not going to connect in as he goes for that neutral light reversed option compared to where LX's positioning was. And now LX trying to find his positioning approach, but he still keeps trying to back off, trying to look for the retaliation rather than the proactive pressuring movement. The weapon throw is a good anti-edge guard safety net from that ground pound, but it's not going to do too much as StarDeath has that edge guard on point. One stock left for LX, and he gets knocked down into loser's bracket if he loses it here. StarDeath already getting a lot of damage off. He's almost a full stocks lead ahead.
And as we previously stated, neither of these players want to be in the losers bracket right now. When there's a titan such as Fiend sitting in the losers bracket waiting, hungry to get back up into those grand finals, that is not the place where you want to be. And LX is trying his absolute hardest to find an opening with this sword right now so that he doesn't just go down 0-2 to StarDeath. And StarDeath is landing these D-Light dares, these consistent combos, just to build up as much damage as possible.
StarDeath making his approach back on stage, trying to get the down air onto LX, not finding the follow-up in the side stick, trying to read that right dodge from LX. LX just backing off, though, at every opportunity he can, trying to extend his stock out as much as possible. But StarDeath looking for that kill on the side stick. That would have confirmed it if he landed it. Now LX looking for his dodge in. He's got his back to StarDeath, though, and that's a dangerous way to be dashing back towards your opponent. Now StarDeath has the game to lose right here. He's got the game in his hands, trying to get the approach on, but he doesn't find the edge guard. He lets LX get back to stage and gives him that recovery option from no reaction while he had LX off stage. He could have probably used a ground pound while LX was recovering. He could have used a neutral light to catch him on the approach, but he wasn't confident in any of those. He didn't get the option out in time, and LX took full advantage of it. However, it might come a little bit too late. LX trying to make his way back. The weapon throw almost getting caught by that down light, and there it is. The bread and butter play straight from the Swords beginner manual, basically. I mean, that's one of the first things people even learn is down light side air.